All right, let me introduce myself. First of all, my name is Pat Berry. Many of you might have already seen some videos from me. Most of you have already opted in on one of my websites. You got a text from me, which took you to a website. You fill out a form, you got some information, and I've sent over a couple videos, and I promised a video on how to pick a home-based business. So I'm going to spend some time right now going over that. There might be a little bit of a repeat here, but it'll be good and information because it's fresh. First of all, let's talk about the current economy. Now, many of you are looking to work from home or you're looking for a home-based business. And 96% of the people on this webinar or watching this video actually know someone who's lost a job. And 44% of people know someone had to move away to take a job somewhere else. 30% of us probably know someone who lost their house, and 27% of us know someone who has filed bankruptcy, probably because of the current economy. Now, in fact, speaking of moving away, I actually saw a TV show the other day where they were showing that the biggest growth right now among the older women is actually in the oil field. In fact, people are moving to North Dakota and other parts of the country to find jobs because the economy is just so bad in their local market. And they're actually going out and working in the oil fields, which has typically been a male-dominated area. But because of that, the economy has caused a lot of people to look different places, just like many of you never thought you would go online looking to generate income from home. Now, even though the economy is bad, there is areas that are growing very well. In fact, one of the high growth areas is becoming an entrepreneur. And I sent over a video. I'm going to recover some of the information in regards to why it makes sense to be an entrepreneur. But here's a Business Insider magazine actually talking about the fact that the economy is good for people that are entrepreneurs. Now that brings a question, okay, so, all right, maybe I want to become an entrepreneur. What do I have to do? How do I do it? How do I get started? That's a question I get a lot. So what I want you to do right now is just imagine that if you could find a business or if you could find a way to be an entrepreneur, what would your perfect life look like? See the beautiful picture here of a family enjoying the beach. I'm actually recording this video. It's snowing outside. I live in Park City, Utah. Moved here 4 years ago. And the only reason I was able to move to Park City in my 40s instead of in my 60s is because of this industry, because I became an entrepreneur. And so most of us fall into one of the three categories or all of the categories, right? We need to make some more money. We definitely want more freedom and we want more time. So no matter what brought you here, one of those things is typically very important to you. And the funny thing is, without all three of them, you're not going to be typically happy. If you have a lot of time and freedom, but you have no money, you're not going to be able to do anything. If you have a lot of money, but you don't have time freedom, it's actually almost as bad because now you've got the funds, but you don't have the ability to take off. I remember when I was in corporate America, I had to plan my life around four weeks, 3 to 4 weeks a year that I got to take a vacation. And the rest of the time I worked and did a job that I couldn't stand to get to those times. Now, first of all, where you're at in life right now is all about choices. Really, whether you chose to go to college, not go to college, whether you got married, didn't get married, had kids, didn't have kids, all of those things have resulted in the results that you have now. And one of the biggest challenges people have is they want to change, but they want to keep on the same path. They want to be successful, but they don't want to change what they're doing, or they're not willing to take a risk at all. I get texts all the time. I don't want to spend any money. I'm not going to put any money up front. I understand that, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk about right now is there are a lot of opportunities, quote unquote, online that are not legit. There's opportunities out there. And so I'm going to give you some of the things you want to be afraid, basically you want to look for, okay? You want to make sure that you don't get duped or scammed in those things. So the first thing is work at home jobs, okay? First of all, I don't have a job, okay? I work for myself and I'm an entrepreneur. This video and everything I'm going to show you is how to become an entrepreneur, okay? I am not going to pay you hourly to do something. And as you can see in the picture here, someone's stuffing envelopes. A real job, okay, is not going to cost you. You don't have to pay to be in a real job. Okay, so the first thing you want to be aware of is understand that there can be and will be some upfront money for a real opportunity for a business. Okay, but if it's a job, if someone's telling you they want you to, do medical claims, or they're going to partner with insurance companies or law firms, or you're doing this work from home, that's fine. There are some legitimate work from home businesses, okay? But if they're going to ask you for money to get a job, that's a red flag, okay? So just be careful. If someone says, hey, you need to pay this money to get a job, then they're probably a scam, okay? So up front, if it's a job and you're going to work for X whatever, okay? It's not a business, and they want you to pay money up front, it's probably not legitimate. The second area, and I put this picture here, you can see the be a model. Remember back, if you're in your 30s and 40s, they used to have people come to the malls all the time, and they would tell girls or boys or whoever that they had model potential, and all they had to do was pay for coaching and training. That if they were going to do this coaching and training, they would become a supermodel. Well, that's another thing to look out for. Okay, if someone wants you to pay them for training, if somebody wants you to pay for coaching, and they're not going to be providing anything, meaning they're literally going to say, oh, pay for us and we're going to show you how to find a business, pay for us, we're going to show you how to buy real estate. There are some legitimate opportunities like that, but one of the things that it's a very high scam area is paying for training, okay? If you decide to work with me, I'm going to train you for free. If you decide to be part of my team, I'm not going to charge you for training and coaching, because if you're in the right business model, I make money as you make money, and it's a win-win scenario. So also watch, first, be careful if it's paying money to have a job, okay? Second, if you have to pay money for coaching and or training, and then they promise you this perfect job, or you're going to make all this money if you just do their training program, just be cautious. Like I said, there are legitimate ones, but there are a lot that will take your money and not give you much. They'll give you the training, but they won't really show you how to be successful. Now, being that I said that, it kind of brings up the question, then what are my options? What are my options to find a way to make money from home? Now, first of all, let me just explain to you, I have been involved in every business model that I'm fixing to share with you, okay? And so one of the things you want to do when picking a mentor is you want to pick someone that has had success in other business models. So the first business model that we're going to talk about today is getting a job. I was very successful. I started in the computer industry, and I worked my way up to a vice president and then a president of a publicly traded company. So I actually had success, and I had a six-figure income. I managed a multi-million-dollar budget, and it was great. But the thing was, I didn't have any time freedom. So most jobs, it's 40 hours for 40 years, and hopefully you retire at 65. But that really doesn't happen, right? How many people have seen someone in their 60s and 70s that are a greeter at Walmart, or they're working at Starbucks as a barista? They thought they were going to be able to retire. The retirement age used to be 62, then 65, then 67, and now it's way into the 70s. And so a job will maybe keep food on the table, but not too many people get rich or build financial freedom with a job. The second model is what I call a traditional business. Now, I have had success with a traditional business. So I mentioned before, I started in the computer industry and worked my way up to a vice president and then to a president. As a president, I actually started my own company. And I literally remember I had $1 million in orders, but I didn't have the money to fill the orders. So I had success, but I couldn't keep the funding going. 8 out of 10 home-based business, or not even home-based business, traditional businesses, fail in the first 5 to 7 years. And the reason 99% is lack of funds. So unless you have a lot of money starting a traditional business, the other thing is that you got to have debt, employees, liability, and overhead. And for those that are watching this video that have a home-based business or have a traditional business, you completely understand what I'm talking about when I said those things. The second is a franchise. Now, what a franchise is basically a traditional business, but it gives you a little bit of heads up. Meaning, if you start a traditional business, you have to go out and figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to sell baskets? Are you going to sell flowers? Are you going to, install things in a, maybe start an installation business or a remodeling business? Not only do you need the tools, but you got to have the idea. When you buy a franchise, you're actually paying for a business model. In fact, when you buy a franchise, let's say you buy a franchise making sandwiches, how many people on this video or watching this webinar know how to make a sandwich? You get a piece of bread and you put some mayonnaise or mustard on it or both, and you put it on a protein and you add some cheese and maybe some veggies, and wow, you're making a sandwich. Well, why do people pay $20, $50, or even $100,000 or $200,000 to buy a franchise? Because they're paying for the business model. They're paying for a proven model. Now, here's the bad thing about that. You still have employees, rent, and royalty, and the cheapest franchise that I know will cost you at least $40,000. Most of them are $200,000 to $1 million. In fact, I was involved in a chocolate store franchise with my brother, and just our fit out in the store was $250,000. And that was, then you had to sign a 10-year lease with the mall. And then you find this thing, it's small there, but it's really big, the word royalties, okay? The average business makes between 20 and 30% margin. Some businesses, jewelry and furniture have higher margins, but most businesses at a retail is 30% is considered a good retail margin. Here's what you're going to find. Most franchise fees are 18 to 20%, okay, or 8 to 12%. Guess what? That's more than half, if not all, your profit. And so the bad thing about a franchise model is you find that you are free. You can set your own hours, but you're managing teenagers. You've got debt. You have employees. You have liability. You have the overhead. And then you have to pay royalties to the franchise company. So, for example, let's use a burger franchise, and I won't mention any names, but if you're watching the Golden Arch commercial with Mr. McDonald, Ronald McDonald, you're paying for that ad if you own a store. And so every store pays a little bit of that. And I have a friend actually that owned multiple units in McDonald's and actually worked on corporate. And yeah, you can make good money, but it takes a lot of time. And for example, with McDonald's, not only does it take $1 million, but you also have to have worked your way up and been in management and go to their hamburger university. So, the upside is you've got a proven business model. The downside is you've got all the liabilities and challenges of a traditional business. You just have a proven business model. Now, what if there was a way to take the benefits of a franchise, the benefits of the traditional business, and take away a lot of the challenges? And that's what we're going to talk about today, and that's what's called network marketing. Now, many people on this webinar or this video are going, yeah, I've heard that before. You probably have. It's the old school that you've heard. And in just a few moments, I'm going to explain to you why partnering with me would be totally different than just becoming in a typical network marketing company. But here's the benefits of a network marketing company. 2 to 5 years, if you're successful in a network marketing business, you can actually generate $100,000 income. And I personally was able to do that in a shorter period of time, okay? You can start by investing 1 to 15 hours a week in a proven business model. Now, remember, the benefits of the franchise was the proven business model. Well, now you have the benefits of the franchise without the high startup fees, without $40,000 or $1 million required. You get a proven business model, and you get the team's training and systems. That's where we talk about the mentorship. You're going to work personally with me. I'm going to mentor you. And I'm a person that has built this kind of a business to multi-six figures. As a multi-six figure, I've made millions of dollars in the industry. And I've done that all from the comfort of my own home. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. So what I think that you should do, and when you're looking at your different models, is you should start a home-based business, okay? Now, in starting a home-based business, you need a plan. You need an action plan. So in your home-based business, you need a step-by-step system, and you need one developed by someone who's actually made money in the model. One of the big challenges about, what do they say, if you can't do, you teach. In our industry, I'm not talking about teachers, as education, but I'm referring to if you're a business teacher, like let's say, you teach people how to buy real estate. Well, you if you were buying real estate and being so successful, why not just do that? Why do you need to go out and teach other people and have people pay you to do that? So a lot of the times the experts that you're hearing from, like I used to work with a really well-known real estate expert. And yes, in the early days, that particular person bought a lot of real estate, but for the last 10 or 15 years, they've made their money telling people how to buy real estate, not actually buying real estate. So be careful that you pick someone that's making money in the business model that you're choosing. So you need a system, but you also need to have marketing tools, training, and support. And so that's one of the benefits of network marketing. In fact, Forbes magazine, I'm going to show you the article in just a minute, basically said that in February of 2014, actually wrote an article and said one of the benefits of direct sales network marketing is that they provide the team systems and training, and the cost, the upfront cost, is very low. Okay, so what do you need? You need a system that's easy as A to B, right? A is where you're at, okay? Mostly probably trading time for money. And B is where you want to be, right? That's the time freedom. So you really need a plan to get you from A to B. So what I'm going to talk to you today a little bit more about is choosing that vehicle to get you from where you're at, typically trading time for money, and going to that freedom side of being able to do the things that you want to do. Okay. And so you need a vehicle to do that. We talked about our other vehicles earlier, right? Job, working for others, or starting your own a traditional business. Now, what are the advantage of the vehicle? Well, having a home-based business and choosing to do a direct sales network marketing company with me, you're going to have a proven product. You're going to have a proven system. You're going to have a billion-dollar industry. In fact, I'm going to show you a slide in just a moment showing you how much more successful our industry is than, say, the NFL, and you're going to be shocked. What are the advantages? Low risk, low investment, and guess what? There is an investment. Now, I want to say something. As I mentioned earlier, I said something about stay away from companies or from businesses that tell you need to pay money for a job. Totally agree with you. But one of the things you're going to find with us is we do have an investment, but you're not investing in training. You're not investing in a job. You're actually buying a business that you own. And guess what? You can sell this business. I've actually sold businesses in this industry. I built them up and chose to do something else, and I was able to sell that business. You can give it to your kids. It's willable, sellable, inheritable. So it's actually an asset. It's not a liability, okay? So understand that, and you get to build residual income. Now, residual income, what does that mean? Well, it's really simple. I mentioned before that I built businesses in this industry to multi-million-dollar incomes, okay? Here's what's so cool. I was able to walk away and still get paid. In fact, one of the companies that I first started with is still paying me. It's been 8 years since I built the business, and I'm still making money over and over. Now, unless you're an author or you're a musician, very few people have the opportunity to have residual income. And that's one of the things that I really love about a direct sales network marketing business. Now, here's the different things that you can actually do. And this is kind of a quick little recap. You've got your employee, which is trading time for money. And so you're trying to find a way to work from home. Maybe you have kids. By the time you pay daycare, you pay for the second wardrobe, the second car. Do you make any money? Some people do, some people don't. Depends on where you're at. Or you can actually, if you already have a job, you can take a second job, but then that takes away time from your family. You can become a business owner, and as a business owner, you do have a little more benefits, but the truth of the matter is you still have overhead liability, or you can become self-employed. Now, self-employed is a different category. It's for example, you're a doctor, a lawyer, something like that. But the truth is you're still trading time for money, because if you don't work, you don't get paid. Or you can see Warren Buffett over here with a big smile on his face. He is an investor, meaning he has a business that pays him residual, and you continue to get paid. And that's what we're talking about here with the direct sales model, one of the reasons. So with a home-based business, you're paid to promote the business. It's really quite simple. So like if you went to a restaurant and you liked it, you would tell someone. You went to a movie, you liked it, you would tell someone. Well, guess what? With the direct sales model, you can recommend company and or products and or both, okay, and get paid for it. So all you have to do really, you don't have to worry about manufacturing the products. You don't have to worry about shipping the product. You don't have to worry about customer service. You don't have to worry about paying commissions and payroll and FICA. All you have to do is buy the products and use them for yourself and share that with other people. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that using technology in just a moment. So don't start thinking now you got to become a salesperson and chase all your friends and family. I'm going to show you why that you don't have to do that using our model. Now, I'm going to show you a video here. Some of you have seen this video, so if you want to fast forward, it's about 4 or 5 minutes. If you haven't seen it, please watch the video, and I'll be back right after the video.
The average household income in the United States is approximately $50,000 a year, what they call the middle class. To reach the top 25% of income earners, you'd need to earn at least $90,000 a year. To reach the top 10% would be a household income of $140,000. The top 5%, $190,000, and to be in the top 1%, you'd need a combined household income of at least $380,000 a year. So here's the question. What do you think would give you the best chance to move up and get to the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1% or beyond? In my opinion, and in the opinion of many, many experts, the answer is to become an entrepreneur. To become your own boss.
I think you have to be a business owner. I can't, the only time I ever say to someone it'd be great to be an employee is when they've already told me they've surrendered. I only tell people who are wounded spiritually that they should be an employee. And it's that feeling that you get when you pick up the backpack off the little Cub Scout and say, "Don't worry, little guy, we'll get you back to the camp." You know, it is in no way a kindness when I tell someone they'd be a great employee.
The other status symbol really increasingly is lifestyle. And people who can own their own business, maybe even work out of their house, that I tell you, people admire that. Like, gosh, I wish I could do that.
The spirit of the entrepreneur is to be a risk taker and to be resourceful and unstoppable and to have a vision of yourself beyond where you are and not willing to settle for life as it is.
You think about the great entrepreneurs, they're visionary, they have heart, they're willing to do today what others won't so they can do tomorrow what others can't.
Personally, I don't think of the new economy, the old economy. I create my own economy. The entrepreneur's in control. I decide what the economy is going to be like.
In the world of entrepreneurship, there are no limits. You can make as much as you want, depending on how much you want to work and how smart you are and how great a team you put together.
There's no more lifetime rewarding business than being an entrepreneur.
Why in America, where anyone could be anything, would people want to give up their freedom and become effectively a modern-day slave, told shut up and be here every morning at 7:30, leave at 5:30, and do what I tell you?
If people decide to become an entrepreneur and work for themselves, they have some traditional options, but they're riskier than you might think.
Any kind of a retail business, retail build-outs is extremely expensive. Even just these small little yogurt stores where they're putting little yogurt machines and you get all the different flavors, you're spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to open a yogurt shop.
I would love to buy a Dunkin' Donuts, but it's a $500,000 or so to start. I don't quite have that just-in-case money.
Risking lose it all, and most guys do 2 or 3 times, and even big guys like Branson, because I'm such a fan of his, half his companies don't work. If you make $1 million, your problems are going to go. If you make $1 billion, your problems are really going to go. Just the opposite. You and I know when you're making $1 million, you get $1 million responsibilities. You make $1 billion, you got 1,000 times $1 million responsibilities.
And most people say, I'd love to be my own boss. 70% of Americans would love to be their own boss, according to recent polls. But they don't know how to get there. Because what are you going to do? One, you could buy an existing business. If somebody's selling an existing business, you have to ask why. Usually because it's probably hard. It's probably not making as much money as they hope. 2, they could buy a franchise. A little less risk, proven system, but it's expensive to be able to do that. 3, they could start something from scratch. And that's where a lot of people feel like, I don't have the chops to do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the product idea. I don't have the expertise. I don't have whatever it's going to take to be able to get there, and I can't risk my family to do it. So 4th, they could become an investor. A lot of people in this town invest to try and figure out a way, but you got to be pretty smart with that game too, right?
Venture capitalists, who are the very best and most sophisticated in investing in new breakthrough businesses, make it on 1 out of 11. That means 10 out of 11 are mediocre or fail. Most of them fail. That's the risk there. An angel investor is lucky to get 1 out of 15 or 20.
A business is a team sport. Like, I have to have accountants, I have to have engineers, I have to have system designers, I have to have sales, marketing, I have to have accounting, I have to have mission statements, I have to have legal and all that. The average Joe Schmo, even me, I go out there, I don't have the skills to put a business together.
I think the bottom line for the 4 traditional options is they take money, sometimes a lot of it. They take expertise, and they take time. All of that adds up to just too much risk for most people.
I bought a business from somebody else and it was a lot of work. And you start wondering, what did I just buy? Because I guess ultimately I own your email list and I just overpaid for it.
People that start their own business, they spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of time, a lot of effort to get things started. And the more you invest on the upfront, the harder you typically work at it.
Well, I can tell you what the success rate is of a restaurant.
What is it?
They're crazy enough. About 90% of them fail.
About 90%, in how quickly?
Year or less.
Wow.
And if we're talking non-franchise, we're talking franchise,
Sure.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
But our students aren't getting franchise restaurants.
You gotta invest big money.
Exactly. And with someone like McDonald's, you've had to work with the company for a long period of time, really know the
To even have a chance at investing $1
You
million.
have a chance, and it's a slim chance.
What if there was a way that you had all the proven aspects, the comfort aspects, and you could still control your own life? What if there was both? In other words, you didn't have to create everything from scratch. You didn't have to be a super leader. All you had to do, what if there was a proven product already? You didn't have to create the product. And there's a proven system already, proven training already. Everything except an employer. That was the only thing that you didn't have. Do you think more people would be open to working for themselves in that environment? In our search for a better way to make a living, we've come to the conclusion that becoming an entrepreneur is actually safer than being an employee. And through our look at the entrepreneurial options, one particular path kept coming up from expert after expert. And I think most people will find it surprising because it's certainly a non-traditional business model. That model is for people to start their own business and become an entrepreneur through the creation of a network marketing business. Some people call it direct selling because the product is being sold directly from the manufacturer to the end consumer, cutting out the middlemen. Other people call it multi-level marketing, or MLM, because there are multiple levels of commissions paid. The most common term today is network marketing, because network marketing best describes using a large group of independent distributors, independent entrepreneurs, to move a product or service more efficiently.
So my friend here, Donald Trump, and I, we always write about the network marketing industry. And the reason we support the network marketing industry is because it really is a business school for entrepreneurs. Because most people come out of school looking for a paycheck. Oh, that's terrible.
I went to network marketing like that. I think if it didn't exist, we should invent it. It is that good.
I think direct selling is a great way to do business today. It's very easy to get into that industry, and you can be self-employed, be in effect an entrepreneur.
When we see multi-billionaires adding network marketing companies to their portfolio of companies, that would be a clue. When we see people who are very famous authors and very famous business people endorsing the industry, that would be a clue.
These network marketing companies aren't $50 million companies, they're billions and billions of dollars. They lead the stock market, they're major companies.
When we're going to get it? You know, and you're going to school to work for a paycheck, but if you want to be rich, be an entrepreneur, and network marketing gives you the spirit to be an entrepreneur.
A traditional company will spend up to 50% of their total revenue on marketing. Network marketing companies use a different approach. Instead of having all that extensive marketing expense, they utilize a network of independent distributors to do the marketing for them. Now, why do they do this? First, because word-of-mouth advertising is so much more effective today than traditional media advertising. Second, some products need to be explained or demonstrated, and an independent salesperson can do that more effectively than an ad campaign. Third, it's completely efficient. The company only pays for the marketing of their product if a sale happens and not before. Imagine if Amazon allowed you to become an independent distributor and paid out 40% of its revenue to that distributor group. All you had to do as a distributor was recommend a product, and if a person bought it on Amazon, Amazon would take care of all the logistics, and you'd get paid for bringing the customer. Now imagine you got paid for every purchase that customer made for the rest of their lives. Well, Amazon doesn't offer this option, but network marketing companies do.
85% of all buying decisions in our society are made as a result of word of mouth or reputation.
We're recommending things to each other all the time. You know, who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who's your lawyer? What detergent, are you using? What legal system are you using? What product are you using? We're talking to each other about the things that we love anyway.
When you go into a big box retailer, you're lucky if the clerk looks you in the eye, much less gives you any detailed or accurate information about what you're purchasing. So of course, this personal information, this education coming from a friend, a neighbor, a relative, or even a stranger, but one who has experience with the product is extraordinarily valuable.
As a matter of fact, network marketing can educate consumers probably better than any other form of marketing. It certainly can do better than advertising, because advertising usually has a certain hype to it and you can only get limited information. So, network marketing trumps advertising.
If you were a typical sales company and you wanted to sell $1 million a month worth of product, you might go find 100 superstar salespeople. The quota would be $10,000 a month. So network marketing as a distribution system just flips the numbers. So we use 10,000 happy, raving fans of a particular product, and we don't concern ourselves so much with how much product each one of them individually sells. If they sell just $100 or $200 a month, and there's 10,000 of them, you're selling $1 million to $2 million a month worth of product. And that's the best way I can explain how network marketing works.
This is the marketing arm of the company. There's not money being wasted on bricks and mortar. There's not money being wasted on inventory that's sitting stagnant somewhere. There's not of employees standing around that don't have customers. These are people that are going to connect with customers.
These companies allow people to become independent distributors for extremely low cost and with no minimum time or sales quota. Essentially, they own their own business and can provide as much or as little sales as they choose. In other words, the distributor gets all the benefits of traditional business ownership without the risk.
The advantage of network marketing is the ease of entry, the low risk, and the low startup cost, because almost everything else has very high risk.
You can get in for a minimal investment. You're buying into a system that's already been proven, products or services that have been proven to work.
The keys to network marketing is providing an opportunity for the masses to get involved, providing an opportunity for the average person who doesn't have the resources to start their own business.
All of this so far is fairly straightforward, but network marketing offers another benefit, and it's this benefit that makes it so interesting for entrepreneurs. Network marketing allows a distributor to build their own network of other distributors and then compensates them on the sales created by that entire group.
Direct selling is, at its base, very simple. It's the sale of a product or service to an individual on a face-to-face, one-on-one basis, just the way we're talking right now. But there's an important element as well, and that's the offering in conjunction with that sale of product, the offering of an opportunity for someone to make something of themselves.
No matter what your social status is, no matter what language that you speak, I mean, look how many unbelievable people are becoming successful to speak every kind of language out there. What an awesome gift to give the world.
Instead of having to work your way up in a system and prove that you could be a sales manager, they just decided everybody can be a sales manager. Everybody gets to build a sales team from day one. And so what that brought into the system of growth as a direct selling company is the concept of compounding or geometric progression. Because now you can actually grow a sales force very quickly because everybody is enrolling people in their own sales force.
People who are like, oh, this is weird, I'm building a sales team, or what do you think you do at a regular company? How do you think a regular company works?
Network marketing is the only industry that doesn't say your past determines your future. It looks at your past and says, okay, now what can we train you to do so you can have a great future? Every other employer out there wants to exploit you for what you already know, not teach you something new.
Network marketing has a potential to save the United States and the world, because it's going to teach people not to be employees, but to be entrepreneurs.
According to the Direct Selling Association, if you add up all the network marketing companies around the world, they combine to do over $178 billion a year in retail sales. To give you an idea of how big that really is, the NFL, the National Football League, does approximately $9 billion a year. The music industry does a little more than $16 billion a year, and the movie industry does about $80 billion a year. Using a conservative average, network marketing companies pay their distributors about 40% of that $178 billion in the form of commissions, which adds up to more than $71 billion a year. That's almost $6 billion a month. It's almost $200 million in commissions every single day. So it's certainly working, and people are making serious money in network marketing.
With the growth of the direct selling industry over the last 10, 15, 20 years, we've seen a broader understanding of the channel. We have seen more and more people getting involved in the business, so our penetration in the marketplace has increased, and thus the understanding in the marketplace of who we are has increased. And we've seen non-direct selling companies look at the direct selling model and say, something's going on there. People are making money, companies are being profitable, individuals are being motivated, product is being delivered to market. Maybe we should explore this.
Some people think only the people at the top make money. Well, let's take a look at that as well. In the network marketing profession, there are roughly 500 people in the world who earn over $1 million a year. If you round that number up to $2 million a year, that adds up to about $1 billion a year. That takes the $71 billion paid out each year down to $70 billion. So where does the rest of the money go? The vast majority goes to part-time people making anywhere from a few $100s a month to many thousands of dollars a month. It goes to people who choose to make it a full-time career move and earning even more than that. Every day, people are using the money they earn through network marketing to pay off debt, have more fun, and improve the quality of their lives.
Everyone I know in network marketing has been doing that since the 50s. They go to work when they want to go to work. They stop working when they want to take time with their children to have a leisurely breakfast and discuss issues and driving to school. They go back to work when they get home, wherever they're working out of.
The biggest thing that I've seen is people that have become much happier in their life.
MLM has probably made more millionaires of more people in more countries, and I've spoken to them in 67 countries than any other single form of business, starting from nothing.
If they have a choice between working a job for the next 10 years or working a network marketing business for the next 10 years, the result of working the network marketing business will be better.
A lot of people within the industry go on and make this a career and do extremely well at it.
Network marketing has been nothing but good for everyone I know that's been involved with it because they did it seriously and they played full out and they've been very successful. It's been a constant barrage of success stories and people showing off stuff that they got as a result of it.
How many people are involved? Approximately 16 million Americans and 96 million people around the world are currently participating in network marketing. And in a recent poll, 82% of those people report a good, very good, or excellent experience with network marketing. So people are happy.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely excited. And you know, honestly, I wasn't looking for this industry 12 years ago when this industry found me. In fact, I was working a dead-end job, and I really didn't know what I was going to do. And I can tell you, when I got laid off, I began to research, and I started a franchise, as I mentioned before, and I found that I was just trading time for money and managing teenagers, and network marketing completely changed my life. Now, here's an article from Forbes I mentioned earlier. It says basically direct selling provides a very low barrier into entrepreneurship. Now, the whole article is available. You can go read it yourself. Just Google Forbes network marketing. You'll see this article. It's actually gone viral. It's a very, very, very positive article. But it just reiterates everything that we just saw before. Now, the other thing is, let's talk a little bit more about the industry. Now, you can see there's a picture of Warren Buffett. Now, Warren Buffett invests only in companies that make sense to him. Well, guess what? He owns 3 network marketing companies, 3, and he's investing in more. So some of the top investors are out there looking at what is the best business to get involved in. And if you're a billionaire and you already got lots of money, why would you invest in an industry if the industry wasn't amazing? As I mentioned before, the NFL does $9 billion a year, music industry 16, network marketing does 167, and this slide's a year older, and of course you can see the numbers have continued to go up. But our industry dwarfs all those industries combined. In fact, it's almost the same as all those combined. And those are all pretty high growth industries. You know, if your son came home or your daughter said that she got a music contract, you'd be pretty excited. If your son came home and said, hey, I got a deal with the NFL, you'd be pretty excited. But imagine something that would dwarf all that. Well, network marketing does. Now, how do you make money in network marketing? It's really quite simple. Basically, you make money from your retail sales. You make money from preferred customers. You make money from bonuses, base commission, team commissions, profit sharing, and then one-time bonuses. So there's multiple ways that you make money in the network marketing industry. Now, a lot of you have maybe had experience with network marketing, and you're thinking, you know, Pat, all of this sounds really good. I'm excited about the industry. Yeah, it is a big industry. I know it's growing. I know the economy's down. I know there aren't a lot of opportunities. So I get all that, Pat. I see it. I'm excited. But I don't want to draw circles and chase all my friends and family. Well, guess what? Old school network marketing has been on a decline. And technology-based new school has been growing for quite some time. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I've actually been in the industry now for 12 years. I was a pioneer in bringing technology to the direct sales industry. I'm a nationally recognized speaker. I've actually I've spoken around the globe. You can tell this is not highly edited. That's one of the good things about this is I'm not trying to produce some polished thing. This is actually recorded live. I'm talking to you like I was if you're just sitting across the street or across the table from me. I'm a real person. But years ago, I started in this industry, and coming from a technology background, I applied it, and using technology, I was able to build a team of over 20,000 people in 14 different countries. Since then, I've actually spoken around the globe and won awards around the globe. I'll show you one of the awards I just won this year for entrepreneurship and helping people around the country. So this is not chasing all your friends. You're not going to be part of the NFL club, no friends left. As I mentioned before, I use a marketing approach. In fact, many of you actually are watching this video because of my marketing approach, okay? You either went to a website, you got a text. In fact, I'm going to show you, I'm actually putting together and finalizing a texting platform that's actually going to once again revolutionize the industry. Literally within minutes, I can have hundreds of people asking for information. In fact, many of you did that exact same thing. In fact, there's a picture of, actually a screenshot, and you'll see the responses there. I blocked out the phone numbers, but these are people that said, yes, I want more information. Yes, I want more information. Pat Berry, I want to know more about this information. Okay, and you can see all the way down there, those are people that have responded asking me to send them information. So if you work with me, you're going to do the same thing. I'm not going to ask you to go out and bug all your friends and family. I'm not going to ask you to chase people and start having home-based parties and all the things that you might think of when you refer to old school network marketing. We're going to use technology to have people come to you. Now, as I mentioned before, who am I and why should you even care? Well, I live in Park City. That's my family. Actually, they're older now. Both my kids are in college, but I really like that photo. It kind of just caught the essence of what I wanted to show you. But that was when we first started enjoying having time freedom and financial freedom, and that was on a Christmas vacation in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And now I actually live in Park City, so I don't have to go anywhere. I've actually taken it from being able to have time freedom to being able to enjoy day to day. So here's just a little information about me. There's a picture of me with my desk there. You can see a few of the trophies. I've literally won over 100 trophies in the industry. This is an event that I won this year. I actually flew over to Malaysia and actually spoke at an event with about 4,000 people and was awarded a Global Mentorship Award, because not only do I build my businesses here on the internet using technology, but I also grow the business where it grows around the world. And Asia is one of the highest growth markets. And so I'm very involved in growing companies and businesses, and I've taken multiple companies into Asia and around the globe. In fact, that's what I used to do in corporate America. So using technology and using the international experience, I've used those both. Now, understanding that timing is everything, I am in the process of launching this brand new marketing platform. This brand new marketing platform is going to use technology, and you will be doing what I'm doing, meaning you're going to be able to have people texting you, people that are emailing you, people that are going to your information, just like you came to my information and said, hey, I'm interested, talk to me, I want something that's real, okay? Now, let me show you how important timing is, okay? Everybody here knows about Apple Computer, and you know, you're looking at this example here of the Apple Computer from 1976 to 2009. Now, if you were to get started with us today and start with the biggest package that we offer, and that means you're actually not paying anything for training, you're not paying anything for me, you're not paying anything for my system, you're actually signing up directly with the network marketing company, you're going to get products, you're going to get the system, you're going to get all of those tools and everything that was mentioned before. And if you did the biggest package that we even offer, it's $1,000, okay? So what I want to do is show you, if you were to say, go back to Apple and put $1,000 into Apple stock back when they first offered it. Now, this is not the special stock for your friends and family. This is when the stock was traded and you can buy it from your normal stockbroker, and you bought $1,000 worth of Apple stock. What do you think it'd be worth today? $3 million. Now, I'm going to have to do this to show you, because a lot of people say, oh, yeah, $3 million, but I want you to see what $3 million looks like, okay? That's $3 million, okay? So if you were to put $1,000 into Apple, it would be worth $3 million. Well, I got to tell you something. I got started in this industry 12 years ago, and I've made more than that in the direct sales industry. So if you want to partner with someone that has had success, if you want to build a business, the steps to getting started are really simple. Number one, you text me, email me, call me. I'm going to answer your questions, and then I'll help you get started. You're going to sign up with the company. I'm going to start you into my training program, and we're going to put you in charge. We're going to put you on the way to your success. Now, here's something else that you want to think about, okay? It's currently the end of 2014 when I'm recording this video, okay? In fact, there's literally days left. We are going to go into 2015. Guess what happens in 2015? Well, at the beginning of the year, everyone has New Year's resolutions. Number one New Year's resolution is lose weight. Number two is make more money. Number three, spend more time with your family. Well, guess what? All of those are reasons that people are going to start looking to start a home-based business. They go online. Our products help people lose weight. Our products help people make more money. Our products help people have time freedom. And so the first quarter of this year, of 2015, is going to be the fastest growth that we have had in a very long time. Now, mentioning timing, I showed a picture earlier of a wave. If you want to catch a wave, you don't start paddling when you see the wave. You want to be paddling before you see the wave. When you just see the little bit of a crest, you want to be paddling so that you can be at the right momentum to not be passed up. Well, at the first of the year, tons of people are going to start looking for a home-based business. Now, understanding this model, a percentage of those are going to be underneath you. So if you were to get started now, okay, there's two benefits. One, you get to write it off of your taxes this year. Number two, you get to be in front of all that growth. So I just want to ask you now, are you ready to get started? Are you ready to imagine your life with network marketing being part of my team? Call me now, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you.